Hello. Ooh, too zesty for my liking, that. Camera in there. How are we looking? We're looking okay. We certainly are. There we go. There we go. Alright, live on TikTok, welcome on in. Live on YouTube, welcome on in. God, feels like it's been a while since I've done a live stream. Yeah, hope you're all good. Hope you're all having a lovely Sunday. Oh, Sunday's just filled with football so much better on. Like, literally so much football on today as well. We're keeping Mikey Moore. We got Mikey Moore watch on today, by the way. Rangers v Celtics on in the background. But then we got, obviously, the Brighton City game. Villa, whoever they're playing, and then Arsenal, Liverpool. I think there's a late game tonight as well, right? I'm sure there's a late game. But yeah, I wanted to go live. I wanted to get this stream on. I want to talk about Tottenham. I want to talk about transfers. I don't want to talk about Bournemouth too much, but I'll probably will mention it at some point. So welcome on in. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe if you're over on the YouTube, or follow on TikTok. We've got the little bar going today, trying to get to 2K followers on TikTok. So if you want to help me out with that, that would be amazing. But yeah, tuning in from India, Kois, SMX, thank you, my dude. Appreciate you. Welcome on in. Yeah, should we start with the obvious? Should we start with the Morgan Rogers saga? Because there are whispers going about on social media that there is potential that a deal could be on for it. However, the thing is, I think it will be a very, very difficult deal to pull off. And we will talk about it. But yeah, I see you guys coming in on the TikTok. Shauna Donovan saying, I think we're getting Akanji today. Up the Bournemouth, come on. Do you know what? Honestly, such massive props to Bournemouth yesterday, because they played us off the park, and they could have got 7 or 8 goals. In my humble opinion. That's what it is anyway. Let me just give the live stream a retweet so people know that we're about, so they can get on in. Yeah, so agenda for this live stream. We've got a few things to talk about. The Bournemouth game we'll talk about later. I want to focus it mainly on transfers, because the game yesterday was so horrible that it's just painful to relive it, to be honest. But yeah, so there's a lot of talk going around on social media at the moment about Morgan Rogers potentially being available on deadline day, and there's nothing like majorly reliable saying that, but there's like whispers, and I do want to talk about it, because I think it would be such a statement sign-in. My issue with it is I just struggle to see how we pull it off with one day of the transfer window left to go, if that makes sense. Yo, Josh, thank you for the follow on TikTok, my dude. Welcome in. Ake, because he's left-footed, and Lookman if Semeno doesn't come. Semeno would be... Oh my god, how good was Semeno yesterday? But he made Pedro Porro look like a school kid. Honestly, so bad. Jude, thank you for the follow on TikTok, my dude. Welcome. Liam says, Rogers ain't leaving, man, let's be real. Look, I think it's very, very important to clear up before we get into the sort of nitty-gritty of this live stream that it's very, very unlikely that Morgan Rogers, I think, is going to leave Villa in general. Not necessarily not come to Tottenham, but just like leave Villa in general before tomorrow's deadline. I think the main thing that people are sort of taking from it is the idea that this is happening. I'll just load it up, 1 second. This. So Fabrizio Romano tweeted this yesterday, right? Understand Aston Villa are closing in on Lucas Paqueta deal with West Ham. 47 million package including loan fee, obligation to buy and add-ons. Paqueta has accepted Aston Villa move, keen on the project and ready to join. Here we go, expected soon. Yeah, so I don't know what we really want to take away from that, because I don't know if there's any Aston Villa fans in the TikTok chat in particular who know what Villa's situation on PSR at the moment really is like. Because as far as I'm aware, Aston Villa potentially need to sell, right? And they're really right on the cusp of PSR problems. So I'm struggling to... I guess maybe what's saving them here is that it's a loan fee. Get your hands off Semeno. Yeah, get your hands off Semeno. I'd love Semeno. It'd be such a good signing, honestly. Be so good. Yeah. It's a weird one, but I think Semeno would be like the best left winger signing for Spurs. Eze or Simons? Simons, obviously. Simons, much better player. Rodgers isn't leaving though. I don't think he will. I'd be very, very surprised if Morgan Rodgers does leave Aston Villa, but it's not impossible, right? It's definitely not impossible. How likely are Lookman, Rodgers and Akanji? Well, we're certainly not going to sell all three of them. Buy all three of them, rather. I think Spurs are gonna... I think the defender is between Nathan Ake and Manuel Akanji. The winger... there's still talks of Semeno as well. Like, should we have a look at that? The Semeno stuff. Because Semeno is reportedly still potentially on the cards for Spurs. Paqueta deal is completely off, by the way. Has that been confirmed? Look at this, by the way. You guys seen this picture? Lookman, Simons and Savino, best mates at PSV. Get them in the team together. That's what we need. But yeah, I think. One second. Just going to do something. My camera there. Ooh, that's very zoomed in. There we go. Now you just get to see me for a bit. Yeah, what's the Spurs news today? Spurs news, so look, as far as I'm aware, the perspective from Spurs right now is that we're going to sign players before the deadline tomorrow. Whether it's one, whether it's two, whether it's three, I don't actually know. But we will sign a defender. We will sign... I think we will sign a winger. I think the yesterday's game against Bournemouth really, really proved to me that we're desperate to bring a winger on board. Because if we don't, like Brennan Johnson, I know he scored the Europa League final. I know he scored the Europa League final goal, and he's a hero and all of that. But he's not a left winger in my opinion. And even on the right wing, I don't think he's like that guy, if you get what I mean. So Lookman looks really likely. I think Lookman's our backup option. I'd say Ademola Lookman is a backup option for Tottenham in this transfer window over the last day. It's crazy though, isn't it? Like, obviously it's a Sunday and you're just chilling, you're watching football, and then you realise tomorrow, the deadline is tomorrow at 7 PM. So you got 24 plus 7. So you got there's only 31 hours left in the transfer window. That's mental. Absolutely mental. TM5, thank you for the follow on TikTok, my dude. If you guys are enjoying the content, please feel free to subscribe or drop a follow. Really appreciate it. But yeah, I think we're leaving it so late again. We are leaving it late. 100%. Tottenham are leaving it far later than they should have done. Spurs, it's always about looking for the best deal. And like, we've wasted a lot of time on Semeno, and there's a potential that it could still happen, which is the other issue. Like, I'm just looking at Semeno news now, and it's saying that Spurs haven't left the race for Semeno, essentially. Zinner and Shadow, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you guys. Ake or Akanji? Look, if I had to pick one, Ake all day long, because Akanji brings more experience. I think he brings a little bit more stability, but I think Ake brings more versatility, and I think he's just in general the better player. I don't know who's more likely to get injured out of Romero and Mickey van der Ven. Akanji obviously covers that right side, which maybe is more of a priority if Vuskovic, with him going on loan. The left side, we have Ben Davis. I don't know, man. Ake, due to versatility, was able to cover left back. Yeah, that as well. Obviously, would be a big thing. I thought Kudus was amazing and a bright spark. Also, Van der Ven. If it wasn't for a couple of really good Vicario saves, Van der Ven's recovery pace, we would have lost 6 or 7-0 against Bournemouth yesterday. It's the worst performance I've seen in a long old time. Thoughts on Lookman? Would you rather him or Semeno? I'd rather Lookman as he's more of a goal threat. Do you know what? That's a really, really good question. And I want to open that question up to the floor. If you're watching on TikTok, if you're watching on YouTube, who would you rather Spurs signed? Semeno or... Oh, Mikey Moore on the big screen. Semeno or Ademola Lookman? Let me know what you think. Lookman, to be honest, was really poor yesterday. Let's hope it's a one-off. Big time. But like I was just saying, I think it really highlights the need for a winger. Really, really highlights the need for a winger. Ollie Kemp, thank you so much for the follow, guys. You guys are amazing. 1,000 hearts on the live stream as well. You guys are awesome. Really, really appreciate your support. I'm not forgetting about you guys on YouTube as well. I see you. How much will Semeno cost? Semeno, I don't think he's for sale. I think he was for sale, and Bournemouth wanted 70 million for him. And now, really, only as the new season starting, he's taken it up a level over the summer. Semeno, he would be. Can I be honest with you guys? Semeno would be my number one pick. Semeno would be my number one pick if Spurs could sign one player between now and tomorrow's deadline. It would be him. Semeno would be 85 to 90, I reckon. Yeah, so like if they were quoting 70 million before he signed his contract extension, like that price has gone up, right? For sure that price has gone up. Yeah, I don't think it means he's not for sale. Problem is Lookman is too slow and not skillful enough for left wing. Do you think? I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. If we were serious, we'd just pay the money. Yeah, especially with all of this cash injection talk, rubbish going around. Absolutely ridiculous. Feels so sad, but no chance for Semeno. Every time his name is mentioned in the chat, I'm getting flashbacks to him yesterday. He was so good. Semeno physically is so beast. He is 100%. Johnson is for right wing. Do not use and make him injured because after Kudus is gone, Johnson only there. Kudus looked tired today, right? Am I the only one that noticed that? Kudus looked tired in the Bournemouth game. Akanji is right-footed. We need Ake. This is what I think. I think Ake is the way to go. I'd be really, really happy with Ake as the other defensive signing. Do you know what? I'd be happy with both. I would prefer Ake. It does look like that defensive position is a priority though. Defender and winger, and I think we can say it's been a good window. Depending on not even that, because even if it's Lookman's a good player. We can't sell him. We don't have enough time to replace the talent of him. Yeah, which I get. I don't see that deal happening. Semeno is fun to watch, and he's still young, but we need a good left winger who can perform now. Agreed. There's some like Frank really, really loves Semeno for whatever reason it is, and I know you say like 1 goal in the Premier League last season, but what was it, like 10 assists? Really, really good return for his first year. Josh, thank you so much for the follow on TikTok. Five new followers on the TikTok live. You guys are amazing. What a way to start your Sunday, hey? What a way to start your Sunday. Sitting, talking transfers, loads of football on all day. How are you guys doing on FPL? Those of you guys that are playing. I'm having my best week of the season so far. I was really worried that I was gonna fall behind on my mates. I was bottom last week. I've had a really good week so far this week, and now I'm third in my league with my mates. But yeah, Akanji does have bozo moments. Oh god, that's not what you want to hear. That's not what you want to hear, to be honest. He had like 20 goals in Serie A back to back. Yeah, so obviously the thing with Lookman is Lookman struggled in the Premier League a lot. When he was there with Fulham, when he was there with Leicester, he really, really struggled. But since he's moved to Serie A, and he has sort of developed. He won African Player of the Year last year as well. He scored in the Europa League final when Atalanta won it last year. He's got a lot of talent. Normally don't like Spurs fans, but you're a good one and a respect one. Josh, I appreciate that, man. I really do appreciate it. I try not to be one of those like rage baity trying to get reaction out of people type of content creators. I do it sometimes, but I try and be level-headed where I can. So yeah, I'm guessing there's no news for Spurs on transfers. We haven't had any like breaking news, but I'm taking that as a good sign, Jacob. I'm taking that as a really, really good sign. For me, I'd much rather us work behind the scenes to get a deal done, particularly with such little time left. And the thing is, I feel like with the little time we have left in the transfer window, like there's the possibility that teams could come in and hijack any deals. So I would prefer for them to be done behind closed doors and then just pull the trigger. Boom. Player is coming in for a medical. I don't know if you guys agree with that. Who do I have in FPL? This week that's played so far, I've had... Who's had good weeks for me so far? Sanchez, clean sheet in goal in FPL for me. Kieran Dewsbury Hall I brought in this week. He got like 13 points. He scored and assisted for Everton yesterday, which was really, really good. Do I have anyone else? And Mbuemo I have in my team. He scored for Man United against Burnley. So we're flying. But I've still got Salah, Haaland both to play. Morgan Rogers. João Pedro I have in my team as well. He obviously cooked for Chelsea. But yeah, Kinder and Mbuemo. It's a good FPL name. Mine's Brennan Jerry's. Only negative with Lookman is I'm guessing he would be going to AFCON in winter with Nigeria, right? Yeah, good point. I think so. I'm going to assume Nigeria have qualified for that. Because who is it we were linked to that is African but Kudus. We signed him, obviously, idiot. Kudus is obviously Ghanaian, but I don't think Ghana have qualified for AFCON this year, so which is good. A little bit of a brain fart there. I don't think people realise player can improve. Lookman has worked on himself. Oh yeah, of course. I'm not saying Lookman would be a bad signing at all. By the way, I really think that he could be a solid signing, and he'd definitely still come in and be like the first choice winger for Spurs, in my humble opinion. Right, it's a weird one. I got a message a minute ago from TikTok saying that my live's been restricted because I'm reusing like content that's restricted or something, and I don't know if that's because I had my Twitter feed up, which is why I took it off. It's a weird one. I'm not really sure, which is why you can only just see me on TikTok. But if you're over on YouTube, you guys can see the screen. So yeah, so cheap for Lookman. If we could get Lookman for 40 mil, which I think we potentially could on deadline day, I think that would be such a solid sign-in. I think right now, Lookman is the most realistic signing. For sure. I take Lookman for 50. I mean, like, we have the money, right? We know that the money is there to sign. So, yeah. positive. He plays left wing, cam, and striker. That's another good thing. That like he's versatile, which is huge. Apparently Lookman is close. Where are you seeing that info? GA10, THFC. Let me know. What number would you give him? What's even available at the moment? What numbers are available for a winger to have? I don't even know. 99. Oh, such an elite number. I think if a player took 99, I just have to hold my hands up and respect it. I'd just have to be like, yeah, respect. It's only bad ones like 20. Oh, it's only bad if you look at it from a certain perspective. But yeah. What about them? What about Semeno or Lookman? Let me throw that one out there to you guys. If you could choose Semeno or Lookman, which one would you go for? Semeno. 77 would be cold. Semeno for me. Yeah, Semeno. Apparently want Lookman on loan with an option to buy. I'm just having a look. I think the general consensus is that Lookman will be the winger we have. Yeah, I think so. Lookman, Sondrina says Lookman, interesting. Semeno more exciting and Prem ready. Obligation, yeah, higher ceiling, obligation to buy. What would you rate our window if we got Lookman and Ake by the deadline? An 8? Is that... I think that's fair. If I had to choose a number out of 10, I'd go 8. And the reason I say 8 is because I still would like to see us sign a striker. I personally want us to sign a striker still. It's just not going to happen. Rodgers going to be 75 mil plus. I'd pay it, honestly. We have the money. Like, genuinely, we have the money to be able to go out and buy Morgan Rodgers. We just won't. I don't think Villa will sell him anyway. Semeno scored 1 Premier League goal last season. Yeah, he did. But room for improvement. Remember Lookman, how bad he was in the Premier League when he was here? I think he's got huge potential, Semeno. But yeah, I think the thing is with Lookman is that Atalanta, I think, are actively trying to get rid of him, which is why I feel like we could get a really good deal on him. Not that that matters. I don't really care how much we pay for our players, to be honest. Like, it's not my money, is what it is. But I think we'd end up getting Lookman for about 40 million. Yeah, striker, left wing, cam. It's very versatile, which is a huge plus. Is Rodgers a left winger? He can play left wing, yeah. I think so. But yeah, his best position is probably still cam. But the thing is, if there's an opportunity to sign someone like Morgan Rodgers, you have to take it. You have to take it. I think 7-8, really like the players we brought in. If only we brought them in a little bit earlier. Yeah, that also brings it down. By the way, whoever's smashing the hearts on the TikTok live right now, you guys are... I see it going up in my little screen. It's gone up from 1k to 1.4k live likes on the stream. I see you guys. Don't forget to hit the follow. That's more important. Follow, subscribe, join the channels, join the journey. We're trying to get 5k. 5k on TikTok, 5k on YouTube by the end of the season, which would be awesome. Asa, thank you so much. I appreciate the follow. Donna Cullen's back in the YouTube chat, guys. It's not looking good, Brev. Sorry, let me catch up on YouTube chat quickly. GKD, to be honest, we take Lookman or Semeno. Both are 10 times better than Johnson. Both look after the ball. Both can beat their man. Johnson at the moment breaks up nearly every attack of ours. Yeah, there's that one clip, right, yesterday. There's that one clip. Yeah, let's get to 2K. Do you know what? We'll put the little goal back on the TikTok. Yeah, there was that one clip yesterday of Brennan Johnson that I saw. I really didn't like it. He just always looks so scared on the ball. Like, you never see him retain it. You never see him sort of just keep hold of it and shield the ball. He's always trying to get rid of it as soon as he gets it. Like there's no confidence about his game, and it's really, really frustrating. So yeah, I think we would be happy with either Semeno or Lookman, both 10 times better. I agree. I do agree. Chris says Rodgers will be absolutely amazing than Lookman. Yeah, Rodgers is a game changer. The thing is, he hasn't actually started the season very well for Villa. That's like a big thing. He hasn't started the season too well. One sec, guys. I'm just gonna move my camera over here a little bit so I can see you guys a bit better. Yeah, he's not really started the season too well, Morgan Rodgers. But if that means Villa are more likely to sell him, get me on board. Get me on board for sure. 3K likes on the TikTok live. Someone spamming the thumbs. The ideal striker for us or forward, Visser, can play anywhere across the front three. Frank knows him, he gets goals better than Richie and Solanke. I agree. I do agree. Cena and Shadow, is that you, is it? I appreciate it. You don't have to. It's all good. Yeah, it's... I'd like Visser. Would I rather start him over Richarlison and Solanke? I'm just thinking about it. Like, I'm genuinely just... I would. And I think I'm stuck at work doing nothing else. Amazing. Your like goal is broken, still says less than 2K. I know. Get following. That number will go up. If TikTok stop restricting my live streams, it will go up. But yeah. Johnson scored 2 goals in 3 games. Not bad. Yeah, of course, right? And I will always credit Brennan Johnson for that, because ultimately, football and his positions is about scoring goals to help win matches, and he does that. Undoubtedly, he pops up and scores goals. The issue is he just doesn't add anything else. And it's really confusing to say it in that way, because obviously if he's scoring goals, he's contributing, right? But he's not able to take his man on. He's not able to retain the ball. He's not able to give us maybe sustained periods of dominance in the match, and that's what really frustrates me. It's like a hot potato with him. That's the thing. Would you rather only get Rodgers or get Lookman and Ake? Only get Rodgers, bro. 100%. I'd rather only get Rodgers. Absolute star. So yeah, Lookman is good. Hi, by the way, Donna Cullen. How you doing? Lookman is good, but we don't have good strikers. Yeah, this is my worry. And I know Thomas Frank said that Dom Solanke is supposed to be back by the end of the international break, but we know how these injury things go. And he's already picked up like 4 injuries since joining us now, which is hugely frustrating. And what happens if Richarlison gets injured for Brazil in the international break? Who plays striker then? GATHFC, thank you so much for the follow. What a legend. That bar should go up to 1,900 followers in a second now. Ollie, I will get you a comment in a second. I'm just catching up with the YouTube chat. Levy always wants something cheap. Lookman was here in the EPL already. He failed. Yeah, that doesn't mean he can't not be a success, because there's no doubt that he's been excellent through sort of his time at Atalanta. So yeah, Lookman and Vlahovic, £52 million. No, I don't really rate Vlahovic, to be honest with you. I really don't rate him too much. Go and watch last season Lookman goals. I'm trying to discover. Rodgers is a good player, Englishman, but 70 million. We miss Kane. We're always gonna miss Harry Kane, which is the annoying thing, to be honest, is we're just always gonna miss him. What's the fascination with green and black Tottenham shirts? We are white, end of. Well, this is a nice shirt though, to be fair, in my opinion. People say it's about Johnson, but the amount of attacking plays he breaks up outweighs the goals he scores. We create a lot more big chance. That's a really good way of articulating it, GKD. That's a really good way of articulating it. By the way, nearly 60 of you guys over on the YouTube chat. Thank you so much. You guys on TikTok, if you want to check out the YouTube channel, feel free, Mitch_Fret, and go drop it a sub. Likewise on YouTube, if you want to come over to a TikTok, feel free. It's fun over here as well. Right, let me get back to the TikTok comments. Would you take Mainu if he becomes available? Yeah, I would. I really like Mainu. United. I don't think United are going to let him leave though. I don't think it happens. I'd be shocked if they let him leave. Just get Visser. I'm not having Tell up front if our striker gets injured. Are you not a big fan of Tell? Look at Salah. What about Salah? As in, like, look at buying him? Yeah. Rather have Richie and Solanke over 80 mil Sesko. Oh, for sure. Man United have a knack of buying just not great players, man. If we sign Rodgers, we still don't have a proper left wing. That's probably the one and only downside if we were to sign Morgan Rodgers, is he's not necessarily an out-and-out left winger. I'd be interested to see if that meant that Thomas Frank, like, took an alternative approach. But yeah, I mean, let's see. I'm just having a look at what people are saying about Morgan Rodgers, right? BBC Sport tweeted, Liverpool are reportedly considering making a move for Morgan Rodgers if Harvey Elliott is to leave the club. I mean, if Liverpool sign Rodgers, and they sign Isak, and they sign Gehi before the deadline, they've probably had, like, the best transfer window of all time. Am I exaggerating that? We need to give Tell more of a chance. He looked good when he came on yesterday, did Tell. I mean, look at Lookman. He's done bad in the Prem. Salah and Salah came back and he's been amazing. Yeah, agreed, man. Where do you think we'll finish this year? Ooh, ask me tomorrow after the window's shut. If we sign a competent, good left winger, I think we will sign. We can compete for the top 5. Yeah, I think we can compete for the top 5. Mate, TikTok have just sent me another message saying my live has been restricted because I'm consuming substances. I'm drinking a Pepsi Max. I'm drinking a Pepsi Max, for goodness sake. What are TikTok playing at? That's fine. I will just go thirsty, TikTok. No more Pepsi Max for me. Thank you for that. No way does that show for you guys on the live as well. That's nuts. Okay, that's fine. That is absolutely mental. You've got some good ball knowledge, mate. I'll drop you a sub on YouTube. What types of vids do you do? Well, I've been doing a lot of transfer stuff over the summer. I do previews, I do breakdowns, analysis, match reactions, all of that sort of stuff. So obviously, it's Spurs related, of course. That's the big thing for me. I appreciate it though, Ollie. We need wingers. We had like Bale and Lennon that excited the crowd. Yeah. I feel like Savino could be like a Lennon regen, if you get what I mean. I'm wondering, I'm trying to find a few like screenshots from the Bournemouth game yesterday, just so we can chat about that very briefly. Who's the guy that does? What's his name? Tottenham. Search it. Yeah, trust, bro. The live says consuming substances featured in this live could harm your health. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Wouldn't mind playing Johnson at striker if Richie and Solanke gets injured at the same time. I've seen a lot of people sort of tout him as a potential striker, which, to be fair, I don't mind it, but only as a last resort. Only as a last resort. You got to stop drinking Pepsi, that harms my health. I know. Tell me about it, man. Ridiculous. That's got to be like an automated thing as well. Bear with me. I'm trying to find someone on the Bournemouth game I'm looking for, and I saw someone do a cool little like breakdown of it. But I can no longer find the guy, which is fine. But yeah, sorry, just catching up. Get Lookman, Wissa, Rogers, all of them. I tell you what, that would be some ending to the transfer window. Where are you seeing Rogers' sources? I can't find any. There's nothing major, but few people are saying that we're looking at him and potentially we'll put a bid in for him before the end of the transfer window. George Bannister, I don't know if any of you guys know that, suggests that Villa's stance on Rodgers has changed going into the final like day of the transfer window. However, they won't make it easy for him to leave. So that's like where we're at with it. So yeah, I mean the Bournemouth game yesterday, right? We can talk about that. Was it Invert the Wing that had some sort of breakdown? He's often had some good ones. Yeah, he. I'm not sure. I don't follow him, but I saw some stuff going on the timeline yesterday about that. Yeah, I'm not too sure though. I don't want to comment on it because I don't really know. Let's go on FootMob and have a look at the stuff from the game yesterday. Paqueta close to Villa supposedly. Surely that opens up to be able to force him. Yeah, see, conflicting stuff about the Rodgers stuff and the Paqueta deal. I say Levy slaps 80 mil on the table. You'd love it, right? Like if Daniel Levy were to go out and slap 80 million on the table for Morgan Rodgers, I'd be really, really interested to see like what Villa's response to that would be. I think. So yeah, right. Give me a sec. I'll put this in frame properly on the TikTok. Let's talk about yesterday. Woo! Move the camera up. There we go. Not much coming out about Spurs other than Akanji. Bit worried. I would say trust us on this one, Lucas. There will be work going on behind the scenes today. 100% working on a left winger. I was about to sip my Pepsi again. I don't want to get banned, TikTok. Sorry, I was just a little bit thirsty. So yeah, Nusa and Wissa, 65 million. Nusa's an interesting one. He's been doing well at Leipzig, right? I don't think they'd sell him as well as Simons though before the end of the window. If we have Rodgers in 10, Xavi in left wing, Kudus on the right. Oh my lord, what a team. Oh, it sounds great, right? Sounds so great. I think it's because they need more money in order to spend and get out PSR issues, and I can get Paqueta probably 50-55 mil, then sell Rodgers for 80 mil. Yeah, like from that perspective, obviously makes sense, right? So yeah, we'll see. But right, before I finish the live stream, I want to talk about the game yesterday because it's in the title and it needs talking about. Who's the first target? I think it'll be Lookman. Lookman and one of Ake and Akanji. I think that'll be who we end up with. I think. Need to put a straw so you can lean just out a shot and drink. I know. Like, if I was just to drink out of my water bottle, I wonder if that would get flagged. This was the lineup. These are the ratings from FootMob. Fabrizio update. Lookman was on the names of the last meeting. No bid yet as he's not the first target. Is that legit if I check it? No, you made me look for no reason. Oh, on YouTube. Okay, sorry. Apologies. All good, Sandrino. Appreciate it. Cool, okay. Interesting then. Not the first target. I think our first target is Semeno. I'd go with that. I'm betting we're going back in for Semeno before the end of the window. Double deal. Chuck City a load of money for both Semeno and one of Ake and Akanji. Bosh. Bob's your uncle. Right, Bournemouth game yesterday. Obviously, we played really, really poorly. Tottenham, we lost 22 games in the Premier League last season, and I can't think of too many more worse performances than I saw against Bournemouth yesterday. They hounded us out. They were miles better than us. It was a masterclass from Bournemouth, from Iraola, from Semeno, from Sensei at the back. They were fantastic, right? I think Thomas Frank got the lineup wrong. I think we didn't need both Bentancur and Paulinho in the starting 11. That was a big issue for me, I would say, in the game. It just really, we didn't have that ball progressor in the midfield. We didn't have someone with that technical ability to beat the Bournemouth press, which was a bit of a shame. And once Lucas Bergvall came on, once Odobert Tell came on, we looked a much better team, and that's because they've got more technical ability, I would say, in those areas. Richarlison had a really, really poor game, right? He could not hold the ball up to save his life. He was so ineffective. Sensei had him in his back pocket the entire afternoon. Semeno, who played really, really well, tore Pedro Porro apart. What I will say, right, and obviously the head loss yesterday was massive, but oh my God, how bad was Simon Hooper, the referee? Absolutely bottled sending Semeno off, because he should have been off for a second yellow card early in the second half. 100% should have been the case, right? So really, really disappointed with that. I just felt like he was so inconsistent all over the place. It was such a shame. Sarr wasn't at his best. He looked tired, and also Kudus looked tired. Like their running was like not as effective as it would be. I think the restriction's been lifted on the TikTok live. It's too late now. Everybody's gone. Anyway, I'm talking to you guys on YouTube properly now. Anyway, but what we missed yesterday was a midfielder who could connect the defensive attack for sure. That created, like, it would have been so much better to have Xavi Simons on the pitch for sure, man. Like he would have been. So I know, Jay. I appreciate you. I know a couple of you are still there. But yeah, it would have been great if we'd had that number 10, that attacking midfielder on the pitch yesterday. Just to pick out that pass, just to progress us up the pitch. It was so frustrating. Jed Spence I thought was okay. Van der Ven was really good. Romero was all right. Vicario made a couple of big saves, but he still just stresses me out when he has the ball at his feet. And he did nearly cost us a goal or two at times as well, which was frustrating. I mean, if we look at the stats for the game, right here, obviously, like their goal, they scored, and they should have scored a lot more goals, right? But their goal was a tad fortunate, and it came so early in the game, and we just never responded to it. We had 61% possession. The fact that we had one shot on target at home against, no offence to Bournemouth, a team that are going to finish around mid-table, right? At their very best push for the lower end European spots. One shot on target at home against them, really, really poor. We let them have 20 shots against us. No, like there's no excuses for that. It was really, really a poor. Like expected goals of 0.19 compared to their 1.59. 6 shots on target. We didn't create a single big chance. Like our sole shot on target was Bergvall, like snapshot on the edge of the box. Like genuinely, like not good enough. They missed 3 big chances. I don't know how they only scored 1 goal, by the way. Just one of those games. But yeah, just really disappointing. Really, really disappointing. So much to work on, I think, over the international break. I mean, look at the momentum swing on that. Absolutely nuts. Just all over the place. But yeah, Semeno obviously gets booked really early on. Should have been booked early in the second half. But I think, yeah, what we really, really lacked was any fluidity in the team. Like, we couldn't even make the simple passes to each other yesterday, which I think was the biggest problem. Like, every long ball went to an opposition player, it went off the pitch. We couldn't get shots off. Bournemouth pressed us incredibly well and we couldn't deal with it. I think we would have been a lot better served if we had adopted the same approach that we did against City. Press them really high up the pitch. We didn't. I think we expected Bournemouth to allow us to dominate the game. And while we did dominate possession on paper, it certainly didn't feel like we dominated the game. And they were more than worthy of the win, of the 3 points. They were just so much better than us. I was really impressed. I mean, I watched obviously the first game of the season that they played against Liverpool, and they actually really impressed me then. So, despite them losing their entire back line, it does look like they're going to be a good team this season. It was a massive reality check for Spurs. Thomas Frank needed... I think you could almost say he needed it. Because we've gone through a cycle over the last few years with Ant, with whoever else before. We start really well, and people's expectations go through the roof. It's going to be a bumpy journey to start with under Thomas Frank, I think. And because of that, maybe it's almost a blessing in disguise to lose an early game like this. I think our game after the international break is West Ham away, which is going to be a real challenge. But nonetheless, winnable because of how poor they are, especially if they lose Paqueta. Be absolutely mental. But yeah, we really struggled with even the basics yesterday. We struggled to transition. We struggled to get the ball up the pitch. We were very ineffective. We needed a bit of star power and a bit of quality. I just don't feel like we had that, which is a shame, but it is what it is, right? It is what it is. That's football. That's Tottenham at times, and that's how it worked out. So yeah, we'll see after the international break. But attention now turns to the transfer window. Just over 1 day left in the window. Spurs are looking to sign a defender. Spurs are looking to sign a left winger. Could it be Morgan Rogers? Could it be Semeno still? Will it be Ademola Lookman? Will we sign Akanji or Ake? Which one of those two is it going to be? I really don't know. If you guys are watching this on Catch Up on YouTube, let me know down in the comments. Appreciate every single one of you that has joined the live stream today. By the way, spamming the hearts on the TikTok live, absolutely amazing. 10k likes, thank you so much. Thank you for the new follows, the new subscriptions, all of that sort of stuff. I genuinely really massively appreciate it. And yeah, and if you're watching this on Catch Up, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. It makes a massive difference to me, and I will be back next week with a new video at some point. We're getting a new backdrop soon. Next week will be my last week in this flat, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, appreciate it, guys. Go watch the football. Go get on Mikey Moore watch. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays. Let's see what the transfer... I might be on Last Word on Spurs tomorrow. Not sure yet. They're doing a deadline day special. I'll let you guys know if I am. If not, I'll probably do a transfer video summarising Spurs' window, rating it, all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, appreciate you, Sandrino. Appreciate it. Jay, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys in chat. Have a good one. I'll catch you next time. Peace.